Alright friends, I want you to get into TinkerCad. Today we are going to create a new design. We will come back to the car on another day. Once you get in, I want you to hit design, and I want you to hit properties, and I want you to name it Keychain Cutout and put your name after it. When you're done with that, save changes and watch the next piece of training. For this training, we're going to try and hammer in all the skills I've given you. I'm going to ask you to grab the cylinder. I'm going to ask you to drop it out on the block. I'm going to ask you to click the ruler tool, and when you click on it, I want you to click on the measurement for the side, and I want you to type 70. I want you to click this measurement, and I want you to make it 25. And then I want you to click on the height, and I want you to make it 1.5. So that is pounding in what I showed you the other day about how we can type in the measurements for a shape. Pause and get that done before continuing. With that finished, I'd like you to find the holes, and I want you to drag the circle hole out. I want you to hold down Shift and grab that small handle and shrink it to 5.5 or 6.6. Both are acceptable. Once you've got that moved, I want you to use the arrow keys on the keyboard to move it where you want. If the directions are ever not moving correctly, use the W for your work plane so that way it goes the direction that you're anticipating. So now when I click on that, it goes left and right, and like that. So what I'm saying is if you right click and look at this side of your world and do your work plane here, then it totally changes which way your arrow keys make it move. Make sure you're always patient on the saving. If you ever get that out of whack, you lose your work. So I'm going to shut off work plane by clicking W and clicking anywhere. I'm going to take my hole that I'm putting in my keychain and I'm going to lower it so that I'm sure that it cuts through. And then I'm going to use the cool trick where I drag a rectangle that touches both. And when that selects them, I can come up here and I can click Group. Once I've got that grouped, it cuts out the awesome keychain and you can go to the next piece of training. Alright, it is time to go up to Shape Generators, and I want you to go to the TinkerCad Shapes, and I want you to grab a piece of text. Press the letter W so you can set the text on the face of your keychain. Grab that text and drop it out. Go to the word box, making sure that you're patient for the save, and put in the save you want. I mean the text that you want. You can change the height to 2 millimeters because we know that's how thick we want to make it. You can pick any font you want. There's one font that's great for cutouts. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but find one you like. And then use the black handles, not the white ones, because that shrinks everything at once. Use the black handles to just get your item so it fits totally inside your little keychain. When you've got it from every side doing that the exact way you want it, then you may continue to the next piece of training where we cut it out. With our design like that, I want you to sink it into the design. So make sure that it totally comes through both sides. I'm going to actually raise it up one chunk so I can really tell it comes out. And then I want you to do the trick where you select both chunks. I'm sorry, before we do that trick, we want to make the name a whole. And then we're going to select both chunks, and we're going to group them. When we do that, if we wait patiently, it cuts out Harmon just like I wanted. And then you can continue the next piece of training to learn how we fix little parts that have danglers in the middle. So right now we slide back down to our shapes, bring out that cube, bring the ruler to the cube, and we want to make a special piece that is 1 millimeter wide or 2 millimeters wide. You can pick. You can leave the 20 long, and we want to take the depth of it, and we know that we only want it to be 1 millimeter so that it's kind of hidden. So see how now you got a skinny stick, and then you can simply use the arrow keys to get that skinny stick so that it's under your design, and that's what's going to hold the O up. press W and attach the work plane to your bottom of your item. And then with that work plane there, you can see that you are 2.5 millimeters away from the bottom of your design. So if you pull that down and then use your nudge keys or your zoom in and just lift it, you can get it so that that sits right on the bottom and is lined up. And then you want to use your grid, and I'm going to go by 0.5s so that I can get that right where I want it. So now when I print this, my Harmon will show up with the center of the O supported, but that piece underneath will be so skinny it'll be hard to notice. As I look across my keychain, all of my letters have little supported pieces. Everything is just ducky, and I would consider this finished. When you've got your keychain built like that, you can continue and publish it. Alright, at this point you can consider your design finished, and if you want, you can upload it to Thingiverse, because once you put it on Thingiverse, then you can share that URL with the whole world. Remember that before you do, you'll want to publish it. It takes a moment, but if you press F5, then you can do ThingView and take a look at your cool design. But that's what it takes to make a cool keychain using all the skills we've got so far. I hope you had fun building your keychain, and if you've got a chance, please subscribe to us on YouTube.